All right, you guys, I am so excited about tonight and our topic. So, we're going to be talking about existing outside your comfort zone. And this is a topic that's been on my mind and heart for a little bit now. I actually had this whole elaborate plan of like this entire Zoom as a dream one night. Okay. That's how much I love and think about you guys. I was doing this training and planning it out in my sleep. So, it's got to be a good one. Okay. But I'm really excited because I feel like you hear all the time people talk about your comfort zone and finding success outside your comfort zone. And I feel like it's this big, elaborate topic that isn't necessarily dived into as to what that actually means for you and your business. And so I want you guys to drop a one in the chat if any of these things are relatable, if you feel any of this, that you're struggling and you're stuck in survival mode, that you're just getting by, that you're tired, that you're struggling with depression and anxiety, that you are in an average or mediocre life, that you're settling or you struggle with the idea of what if I can't? Yeah, okay, that's every one of us, right? So many of us are struggling with those things. And you know what's crazy, guys? Is all of those attributes are characteristics of our comfort zone. Those things are a byproduct of when we are living in what is deemed our comfort zone. And so we're talking a little bit about how we can start shifting from those to, I want you to drop a 2 in the chat, you guys, if you would rather have some of these things instead. The feeling that that you're acting in the face of fear and discomfort anyways, that you're living in abundance, that you're walking with fulfillment, that you have passion, that you have wealth, that you have success. So on the chart, that's what's called, all of those things exist in what's called our learning or our growth zone. So it's a whole chart, guys. It's this whole sciencey thing. Don't think all of this is just coming from me. And so 90% of us, we function, we live, we exist our whole lives, 90% in that comfort zone, in those first attributes, in those struggle feelings. And we want a different life, right? We want something else. We want something that a lot of people don't have. That's why every single one of you guys is on this call. You joined a business that for a dream and for a direction and for a something and the possibility of a something that most people don't have. So you want to be part of that 10%. You want the abundance, you want the purpose and the fulfillment and the life, the more. So I want to help you shift and get out of the 90% and into the 10%. So, have you guys ever heard the quotes, things like great things never come from your comfort zone, or life begins at the end of your comfort zone, or success happens outside your comfort zone, right? Like we've all heard those things. Leaders say it all the time. And I know in my business, years I heard people say this. And so I always had this idea, right? Of what that looks like. So I want you to put in the chat one thing that comes to mind when you hear those quotes. What is an action that comes to mind when someone says, like success happens outside your comfort zone? What does that mean to you? What do you think now you have to go do to find that success, to get uncomfortable, to get outside your comfort zone? Because I know for me, that was like this grandiose idea, right? Like they make it out like leaders just make it out like you have to do these big things. So maybe that's going live on Facebook. Maybe it's sending out the messages. Maybe it's doing like talking on stage or posting selfies or making TikToks, or it's all of these things, right? That are these big things that are scary, that are new, that are overwhelming, that are all of this. And that's what's going to make me successful. But you guys, I spent over 4 years in my business trying to do the big, scary things, expecting that to give me success when it never did. I would do the lives and I wouldn't have the success I was looking for. I talked on stage and I didn't have the success I was looking for. I made the stupid TikTok dance videos and I didn't go viral and have the success. I was doing the things in my mind that were uncomfortable. the scary things, the things that put me outside of my comfort zone. But I wasn't seeing the success in the day to day in my business, and I wasn't creating that dream life. And I was like, what the heck is happening? Right? Because that's what they tell you. They all tell you that success comes out of your comfort zone. Well, I'm uncomfortable. I'm doing these scary, awkward things. Why am I not having the success? And it all came to me when I was at CLV last year. We were in the Dominican, and one morning I got up early and I was sitting and I was talking with Lenisa and a couple other regionals. I don't even know exactly what we were talking about, but we were just talking about life and things, and it just kind of sunk into me what this actually means. Because I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge the way you're thinking about your comfort zone because it's so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple to get outside your comfort zone and to find success, to get outside your comfort zone in a way that's actually going to matter, a way that's actually going to help you create that dream life. Because we're all thinking these scary big things, right? Getting in more conversations, doing phone calls, all of these things that maybe you're not doing in your business right now. And you're like, well, they're doing that. That makes me uncomfortable. That's the secret. But it's not, okay? This is the secret to getting outside your comfort zone. It's the momentary, minute, minuscule things in your day that are comfortable. Sleeping in is comfortable. Waking up at 6 a.m. is uncomfortable. That's outside your comfort zone. Watching the new season of your favorite show. I mean, who else is watching for Virgin River to drop? Okay, like I'm so ready for that. But watching your TV show, hanging out, watching TV, that's comfortable. Turning the TV off and turning an audio book on instead, that's uncomfortable. That's outside your comfort zone. Going to bed when you're tired, that's comfortable. Going to bed at 11 o'clock, that's comfortable, whatever that is for you. Staying up to finish your last shift because you told yourself you were going to do 3 today, that's uncomfortable. Saying yes to every date night, girls' day, brunch, day out, night out, that's comfortable. That's fun. But saying no every now and then so that you prioritize your business instead, that's uncomfortable. And you guys, if we can reframe what we look at as our comfort zone, you can completely transform your life. Because the thing is the people that are successful in this business, the people that are successful in this industry, and even further, guys, the people that are successful in the world, they already made those switches. That's the secret. That's what's outside their comfort zone. It's not the big speaking engagements. It's not, the people you see walk stage at conference and green carpet. It's not, the people that you see talking on Zooms or live on the road to VIP. It's not the people who are killing it on TikTok. Those aren't the attributes that are making them successful and making them leaders in this industry. It's the simple switches. It's the switches that you don't know about, that you don't see, that happen behind closed doors. When we reframe our comfort zone to look for those things instead, it becomes a whole heck of a lot easier to get uncomfortable. Because it's not necessarily just these scary things, it's the simple things. And I want you guys to drop, what are we on, 3? A 3 in the chat. If you feel like you would be more successful in this business if you had more time. Because I know this is probably the biggest thing I hear all the time when I'm talking to my team and I'm helping people, even not on my team, work through things in their business. I feel like I hear so often, well, Mariah, you do this full time. So if I did it full time, I would be more successful because I would have more time. Okay. Well, guys, we all got the same 24 hours. Okay. I want to start there. I saw it on Facebook the other day. I don't know why it's just stuck with me, and I thought it was so funny. But you have the same 24 hours as Beyonce, okay? You and Beyonce out here living the same day. Why are you having different results? Why are you not having that same success? Because it is easy to make the excuse and attribute you're where you're at and they're where they're at because of time. But guys, when I joined this business, I went Ruby in 30 days. I made over $1,000 in my first month. I was working almost 60 hours a week. I was commuting 3 to 4 hours every single day that I was actively driving that I couldn't work my business. But I went Ruby in 30 days and I made over $1,000 my first month. So it's not time. It's our habits. It's our focuses. It's the things that we're doing day in and day out, those small shifts. It's why I do this full time and have success. It's why I did this with a job and had success. It's none of these big elusive things. I just want to keep coming back to that because I feel like we have to reframe the idea of what your comfort zone looks like. If you want success, you will not find it where you're at. You will never achieve different results doing the same thing you're already doing. What you're doing isn't working, homie. Like, you joined a business because what was going on wasn't working. It wasn't cutting it. You felt like there was something more, but you're never going to get more by doing the same thing. The definition of insanity is literally doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting different results. And guys, whether it's this business or it's another company or it's another business or it's another job or it's another relationship, if you're not going to change the root issues in your habits, you're going to perpetuate the same cycles. Whether it's your business, whether it's a job, whether it's another company or a relationship, it all is going to come back to the fundamental habits. And when we make those shifts and we get uncomfortable, we stop just defaulting, we stop just floating, we stop just going through survival mode, and we decide to freaking start living, because living is very difficult, y'all, right? Like, living sucks sometimes. It's way easier to just coast. It's way easier to check out. It's way easier to put our emotions and our dreams and our fears and our doubts and our insecurities on the back burner and just show up and turn on another channel. It's so much easier to pick up our phone and start scrolling and deem it as work because our kids are being a lot and we just don't want to deal with it right now. Like, it's so much easier to fall back into that comfort zone. But guys, the life you want does not exist here, or you would already have it. So what you want, where you're at, has to change for you to get what you want. So how are we going to change that? I've got 3 steps for you guys on how you can change where you're at to get to where you want to go. So number 1 is you have to get crystal freaking clear on your goals. Crystal clears. Because if it's not important enough to you, then when things get hard, you're going to default because you don't care enough. And like, your goals don't need to be my goals, and my goals don't need to be your goals. Because when I started this business, I thought it was this big idea to be able to stay home. That's what everyone was doing. I joined right after an era where there was literally this whole campaign where like the big focus was like retiring your husband and bringing your husband home. And like, that's what I kind of jumped into. And I was like, cool, I'm going to join this business and I'm going to retire and I'm going to do it full time and I'm going to bring my husband home and we're going to hang out. And it's going to be great. And let me tell you guys, I did it. In 8 months, I was making on average $9,000 monthly, insert IDS. My husband didn't have to work. I didn't have to work. I was doing this business. I was living the dream, the goal. But you know what, guys? That was one of the most miserable periods of my life. Love my man to death. But that was not it. That was not working because that was not my goal. That was not my dream life. My dream life, he needs to have his things and I need to have my things. So you've got to know what dream you want. You got to be so crystal clear, because otherwise you're going to find yourself spending time building someone else's dream. And that's never going to stand. That's never going to change your defaults. That's never going to push you to do anyway and get uncomfortable. So I want you to think about what it is that you really, 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 really want. Like, if you closed your eyes, do that with me. Okay, close your eyes. If you close your eyes and you just picture your dream life, like you freaking made it, girl. Or guy, you freaking made it, Chad. I forgot you were on here. Sorry, my eyes are closed. I wasn't looking at you. But you freaking made it. What does that look like? Where are you? Are you standing in a big house? Are you in Bali on a trip? Do you live on the beach? Are you in an RV traveling the world? Like, where are you? Who's with you? Do you have a house full of kids? Do you have a quiet house because there's a nanny watching the kids? Are you married? Are you living life and having this big family? Are you next door to maybe relatives and you got to move close? Are you away from everyone living by yourself? Like what, who's with you? How's that feel? What car is in the driveway? What does it sound like when you crank it up? What color is it? You feel that leather and smell that new car smell. How much money is in your bank account? How much money is in your saving account? What are you able to do when you wake up and you just start crafting your day? Do you get to cook your breakfast in this elaborate kitchen? Do you have a chef come and cook it for you? Are you maybe getting it like a bagel on the go? Like, what does it look like and feel like to live that life? You've got to be so crystal clear, you guys, on what you want. You should be able to, in an instant, pull that picture back in your head. And I'm willing to bet you guys that not a single one of you saw yourself watching TV. Not a single one of you saw yourself sleeping in. That's not your dream life. That is an excuse. That is a thief to steal from your priorities. So many of you guys put that if you had more time, your business could be successful. But guys, if you shift your priorities, if you get uncomfortable, you're going to be able to do more in your day and have more time. Imagine that. Doing more, but also having more time. It's because these things that we tell ourselves we're busy or we're multitasking, it's stealing away from your productivity, and which then steals away from your freedom. Because I don't want you on your phone all day, okay? Like if you come to me and be like, Mariah, I'm on my phone all day. I'm working so hard. I'm hustling so hard. I'm not seeing the result. I don't know what's going on. First thing I'm going to do is be like, okay, homie, let's step back and let's get off our phone, because we're not meant to be on our phone all day. This business is not meant to be you glued to a screen. This business is meant to add to your life. But if you're not focused when you're working, you will be glued to a screen all day, frustrated, spinning your wheels, not seeing success. But when we get uncomfortable, we get up early. Imagine if you got up 30 minutes early, okay? It takes 30 to 60 minutes to complete a shift. 30 minutes early, okay? That's one shift done a day. Are you struggling to get your 3 shifts done? Are you good at doing 2 and struggling to get 3? Get up 30 minutes early, done. Your whole day is done. You're not even rushing because you can get your other stuff done. You already have a whole freaking shift done. You want to start working out? Get up early. You want to grow yourself? You want to have more time? Listen to an audiobook. Don't watch TV. I'm telling you guys, I love audiobooks. I typically listen to 4 to 6 books every single month. But there's some times where I'm like, I am so tired of listening to something. I want to check out. So guess what? I get to go on a walk. I get to go to the gym. I get to play with my daughter. I get to be present because I'm taking away the distractions that we put value on and we don't even know. When we can refocus on our goals, it makes it so much easier to say no to the distractions and to to push ourselves back into the uncomfortable, to negate those habits that we're falling back into. I'm doing so much better, you guys, but I am so getting over this strut business. So the longer I go talking, the more I'm probably gonna take a couple breaks. But second step on how we're gonna get where we're existing outside our comfort zone, because I don't want you guys to just step outside your comfort zone for your business. Because if you've had a conversation with me or been on a Zoom in the last year, you know that I'm not just about you building a business. I'm here because I want to see you build your dream life. And so when you get out of your comfort zone and you start making shifts to make your life better, that's what I want. Imagine, like, let's just go back to the TV analogy. Imagine if instead of sitting beside your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or kids and mindlessly watching TV, spending time together, imagine if you didn't have the TV and you were forced to actually engage and communicate with the people around you. Imagine the intimacy, the relationship, the depth, the connection that you would create, filling the space with meaning instead of television. And y'all, I'm not against television. When Virgin River drops the new season, your girl will watch it, okay? But it's about making your priorities and your focuses, because you can best believe I'm not going to be binge watching the show if I don't have my other stuff done. If I haven't already achieved and focused on the habits that I've made the switch, this is not going to replace those. I'm still going to listen to the same amount of my audiobook. It's like a reward system. I just have something extra I can add in. So the second step when we're shifting out of our comfort zone into our learning and growing zone is that we've got to identify what new habits you need to create in order to achieve your goal. Because like I said, y'all, what you're doing isn't cutting it, or you wouldn't be here, right? You're in a business because what you were doing in your life wasn't cutting it. You weren't feeling fulfilled. You weren't feeling the purpose. You weren't making ends meet. You wanted something different. You wanted something more. You wanted something to change. So something has to change for something to change. And guys, when it gets hard, you will never rise to your vision. You will always fall on your habits. So we like to think it's enough to have a crystal clear goal, right? We all had our eyes closed. We all felt something. We all saw this beautiful picture. And we're like, that's fine. When it's really hard, I'll just think about it again. I'll just think about it again. I'll see it and then I'll feel good and then I'll get the work done. But y'all, you will never rise to your vision. You are never going to motivate yourself enough to work. You're never going to make yourself feel good enough to work hard enough for your goals. You will always fall back on your habits. So if your habits are icky, you're going to fall back into icky situations. If your habits are stuck, you're going to fall back into stuck. If your habits are creating the life you're living now and you find success, if you have not corrected and fixed your habits, you will repeat the cycle and you will find yourself back in this same place, preaching from the choir. I found success in my business and I did it quickly and I did it the wrong way and I did it building someone else's dream and it crumbled because it wasn't mine, because I wasn't attached to it. Because yes, I did all the work, but it didn't mean it to me. I didn't fix my habits. And so when it got hard, when things got difficult, I reverted. I fell right back and everything crumbled around me. And I don't want you guys to do that. I want you to hear that from my heart. So many of you are in the first building of your business. You're not rebuilding. You're here for the first time. You're building something new, and I want you to build it strong. And I want to build it something that's going to last, that's going to create legacy, that's going to change your life, your family's life, and create such a reach. And I want you to hear this is so important, is you have got to identify what habits are keeping you where you are at and what needs to shift for you to create something new. Because you have to make those changes. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you build, you'll end up building a kingdom of sand. And no one wants that, right? You're not here for just a good time, you're here for a long time. You want something that's going to last, that's really going to make a difference. And so we've got to identify those habits. Do you watch a lot of TV? That's just the easiest one, y'all. Again, I'm not hating. It's just the easiest one to go for. So, do you watch a lot of TV? Is it something that's on 24/7 in your house? Then maybe we start there. Maybe we start shifting that. Are you someone that like does not get up? By the way, power of your words. Stop saying you're not a morning person. Okay, if that's you, because you are not a morning person because you say you're not a morning person. Okay? Your words have power to completely shift and completely transform your life. So if you want to start getting up early, but you're not a morning person, starting tomorrow, you are writing, I'm a morning person. I love the mornings. Wake me up with the sun. I am ready to go. And you're going to start changing your life that way. Okay, you guys, trust me. I've been there. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. I hated every minute of it, but I was there and I was happy anyway. But you guys, if you don't get up early, you got to get up early. Okay, I would love to be a 5 a.m. club person. You will only ever see me at 5 a.m. if I'm going on vacation and I got to hit the road early, okay? Like, I will not be up at 5 a.m. as much as I wish I would, but I'm getting up early, especially as a mom. If you guys, you moms, you got to get up early, y'all. Because the moment that baby wakes up, you are no longer you. You are mom. It does not matter if baby's napping. It doesn't matter if someone's helping. Like, you are mom, okay? Someone else needs you. Your priorities will never be prioritized because you could be in the middle of doing something. You could be totally focused, but if the kid falls, your mom. And they will always take precedence, and that's okay. But you need you time too. Get up early. 30 minutes. Get up early, okay? Getting up early will change your life. If you need a book, go read Miracle Morning. I want to say Mel Robbins. If I'm wrong, I'm sure Chad will put it in the comments. I knew you had it with you too. Looky there. It's incredible though about helping you shift your mindset when it comes to why it is so important to get up in the morning. So I do highly recommend that book. And then the last habit or the last thing to help us shift from our comfort zone to being uncomfortable is that you have to commit every single day. Every single day. Because, guys, it takes on average 66 days for an action to become automated. So that's for it to be secondary. For you to just flow into it, knowing like when I wake up in the morning, I know what my routine looks like. When it's time for my first shift, I know I got to send my birthday messages and I know I got to do this. It's automated. All right. But a lot of us want to say that, like, okay, we've done this. It's now a habit. It's just automated. You're just used to the repetition. That it takes up to 254 days for something to become an ingrained in your soul, in your core habit. So you have to commit every single day to making the shifts. Every single day to getting uncomfortable. Every single day to whatever it is. And you guys, do not try to change your life in one day. It's a baby step. For me, it started at the beginning of the year in January. I started every morning, I start my day with my Jesus time. That was my shift. That's what changed my life. Not even because of Jesus, even though, you know, he does and he did, but just the discipline of starting my day with Jesus every day, no matter what it looked like. Some days it was me up before Oakland. Some days it was Oakland ripping the pages in my Bible while I was trying to read. Some days it was asking my husband to watch her for a second so I could run in the other room and like read and write down like my Bible verses. Other times it was like trying to listen to like a Bible on my phone while I was driving. It wasn't always pretty. It wasn't always perfect, but I started every single day and I have done it every single day since the first of the year. And because I proved to myself that I had discipline in one area, I have now changed so many different areas of my life, that I've gotten consistent, that I've gotten uncomfortable, that I've made the hard choices, that I've made the habit switches because I did one. So your homework, you guys, is to pick one thing starting tomorrow, not Monday. There is no successful person that waits until Monday to start something that they know they need to do. Tomorrow. You're going to start one thing that you were committed to doing, not just for a week, not just for 5 days, not just for the month, but you were committing to doing to change your life. One thing. And you do it every day, every day, every day. And then that one thing is going to turn to 2. It's going to turn to 3. Give it a few months and you're not even going to recognize where you're at. And that's the power of that. Getting outside your comfort zone. That's the success that the people are talking about. It's not the grandiose things. It's the small everyday switches that you're going to do with consistency that's going to completely not just change your business, you guys, but change your life. Successful people do consistently what unsuccessful people do inconsistently. Decide and commit, and I am excited to watch as you guys go out and not just change your business, but really start to change your life. Laura, I know you got something you wanted to add in, so if you want to go ahead and jump in here, girlfriend.
This is actually perfect. I love it how we never actually we know what we're gonna talk about, you guys, but we never actually like go over like what she's gonna say, what I'm gonna say. And I cannot make this up, you guys. She just segued perfectly into exactly what I wanted to talk about. And she actually talked a lot about what I had notes myself on. But you guys, when we hear these things like get out of your comfort zone, I don't know about you, but when I first heard those things, I assumed it was some, like she said, big, grandiose thing. Like you got to just do like all these things that you don't want to do and they're going to make you feel icky and all the things. And like she was just saying about taking it just one step at a time. Okay, I'm gonna like this when I knew what our topic was for today, I kind of started thinking like how do I want to explain this so that you can understand that it's not this big scary thing, okay? We've all heard the story about the frog in the boiling water, right? You've all heard that story, and if you haven't, you can Google it. It's basically there's this frog, he's sitting in this tub of water, right? And it's slowly the temperature keeps getting turned up and up and up and up. And eventually the frog is boiled and we're going to eat frog legs for dinner, right? Okay. We've all heard that in negative aspect, but I want you to like switch your thinking, you guys. Look at what she just said. Consider yourself being that frog in that water for just a moment. Okay. That frog wasn't worried every time the water got turned up a notch or two because he was gradually getting used to it. He was gradually acclimating himself to this new environment around him. You guys, think of your comfort zone as just it's that water. And you guys, every single day, you just got to turn that water up a little bit more. You got to do one more task and you got to do it consistently and you got to just stick with it and you just got to keep going and you got to keep going. And eventually, you'll turn around and you'll realize your comfort zone's way back there. Okay. So I need you guys to understand stepping out of your comfort zone isn't some big scary thing. Maybe it is slightly. Like if stepping out of your comfort zone to you means going live on Facebook, okay, maybe you should do that. But you know what? It's okay. Just do it because honestly, if you screw up or fall or stumble over your words and all the things, that's actually better. Did you know that? Did you know that that's more relatable than showing up as somebody perfect? Because you know that if like you show up as somebody perfect, how many people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's so perfect. I can be exactly like that. No, they're not. But if you're stumbling over your words, you're saying a lot. I was in my stories the other day and I almost fell down my stairs. I could have deleted it and restarted it, but I was just like, oops, never mind. Almost fell down my stairs, and that's fine because that's who I am. That's just life. So, you guys, stepping out of your comfort zone may seem scary, but I want you guys to look at it from a new perspective. Switch your mindset to be it's not that scary, okay? Because what is scarier to you? Doing something that you're slightly uncomfortable with? Maybe you don't like messaging people, but tell me this. A lot of us have kids. I don't know everybody on here, but whatever your why is, I know for me and a lot of my girls, it's we have kids or something else. Is it more uncomfortable for you to send that message than it is for you to tell your child, no, you can't go do that sport you really want to do? Which one punches you in the gut a little bit more? Because for me, that's why I joined, because I had to say no to my kid for a stupid candy bar that I couldn't afford. It is way less comfortable for me to send a message than it is for me to ever have to go back to that. And you get like also, I need you to understand this. Stepping out of your comfort zone does not need to be scary. Do a lot of people do it? No, they don't. I was actually doing some study, like I think it was like a couple months ago. I was reading up on comfort zone too. I'm always trying to read new things and just get new ideas. And the book I was reading, or like little article was saying something like 95% of people never step out of their comfort zone. 3% of the people that do eventually revert back to their comfort zone. 1.5% of people who leave their comfort zone find that success they were seeking and essentially create a new comfort zone. Only 0.5% of people step out of their comfort zone, find success, and keep going. So it's normal. But here's the thing, we're not normal. We didn't come here to be normal. We didn't say yes to this business to be normal. Almost, I would venture to say everybody who says yes to this business, like Mariah said so because we were sick of living the life that we were living. You didn't come here to be average. You didn't come here to be normal. You came here to live the life that you want, that you deserve. And if you don't think you deserve it, I'm telling you, you do. Because you do. All those dreams you have, when you closed your eyes and when you saw that, that wasn't put there by your imagination. That was put there because somebody said this is yours and you can have it. All you have to do is claim it and work for it. But you've got to put in the work. You can't just dream. You have to put in the work. And that is going to start with you taking that one step. Don't overthink it. Don't make it so big and scary that you don't do it. I hate messaging. I hate it. It's not my favorite. Okay. But do I know what comes from messaging? Conversations and enrollments and growing my paycheck and helping more people. So I'm going to do it because I'm not going back to where we were. My baby's lives, my life, all the people who I can help. Like I'm working with, I see Sandy, I see Felicia, I see Jess. I know she's at work, so she ain't got her video on. But all of these people, I'm showing up every day, not just for myself, but for them. Because I know what their goals are and what their dreams are. And so if me getting out of my comfort zone is going to help them reach their goals and dreams, you better believe I'm going to do it. Because it's not just about me anymore. It's about how many people I can help. So you need to ask yourself, how many people are you not helping by stepping out of your comfort zone? You're doing them a disservice by staying comfortable. Go get uncomfortable. Go change some lives. And that was that.
Yes, all of that was so good. I love it. So if you guys got anything out of tonight, I just got tangled in cords. Speaking of being all natural and not perfect, we're here leading from the front, letting you guys know it's okay to be a hot mess express. You still can rock this business. So drop a 7 in the chat. I stopped mid-sentence. If you took something away tonight, if this was good, I think it was much needed, and I appreciate all of you guys for showing up tonight, for coming and taking the time out of your Tuesday. We will be back same time, same ID next week. And of course, before we hop out, I will pray us out. So dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this place that we get to come once a week to dive further into ourselves, this business, and hopefully ultimately you as well. We're so grateful for every single person on this Zoom. I know that you've brought them here for a reason, for this time in this business, in this place, and that you've created a reach for them. And I just pray that they are brave enough to reach out their hands, to fully step into whatever you're calling into their life, and to keep pushing forward closer to you and invite you in on this journey. I was talking to some of my team the other day, and Lord Jesus, I just want to pray that you remind everyone here that you want to be part of this, that you help them feel that you want to be part of this business, their lives, and everything that they're doing, that you care about it and you're ready to bless it. And I know in the Bible that it says that you're going to bless the work of our hands. So I pray so heavily over this group that they are the hardest workers, that they put their hands to so many things, that they sow so many seeds, that when you come and you bring the rain and you bring the blessing, that our lives are radically changed in a way that is going to create a ripple effect that is going to impact the entire world. And I'm praying over their goals for this month, and I'm praying over their families and what they're pushing for. And I know you know that and what's close to their hearts. And I pray that you continue to bring miracles in their path. You can continue to strengthen them and remind us why we're here, the real reason why we're here every day. We're so thankful for you and so thankful for this space. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you guys dearly, and I will see you on next week.